No, it's not what I wanted to do. Can't do that one. Squeaky, squeaky. Just going to do a little bit of impromptu shortening of the chimney breast because I've just put a thick layer of foam in. As a floor, it's not ideal. Well, it's not the perfect way of doing it. It's just what I'm going to do tonight, just to make it look something like. Evening shelves, how are you? Happy Friday. I've decided, even though I'm going to offer this as a bare bones kit for my friend, I'm going to work up the stonework just for the sake of it. Because it's Friday night and yeah, it's late and I'm procrastinating. I should be doing something else, but I'm kind of eager to see what this is going to look like as a worked up room. So I'll just do the stonework for the rest of the walls, I think. But I'm going to do this as a. Well, I might actually, if I can get hold of some more materials and cut more materials in time, I'll make another separate room box so I can do this as a separate piece. But I wouldn't have used foam for the flooring. I just am doing in this instance. I don't have time to do what I was originally intending to do with it, which would be to cut out some individual squares of flat card and then cover it with filler, which would give the height. Right, so I've used the template which I was using yesterday. I've used the MDF template that I'd originally done as the wall to create a foam version. It'd be much easier to make the stonework in foam, which is the way I'm doing this. But if you were just using air drying clay, you could wrap the MDF piece with clay. That's the word I was looking for. Just doing this bit backwards. This bit's going to be a cutout for the wooden beam. No, I didn't. What did I miss? Oh, thank you, Mouse. Cheers for highlighting, Shelby. A whale. Wow, I've never been sent a whale before. It's been called a whale. No, I haven't. Okay, I'm kidding. Ah, you're back on again. Hello, Suzu. I don't really do games. Yeah, stay put. Right. This is not going to play until I've actually stuck it down, but I'm going to stick it down for a while yet. Okie dokie. It was a bot. I was just... it was a bot, Shelby. I was just humouring it, them, her. Although I'm not really sure. I think it's just somebody spamming, because that account has actually followed me, because I checked the other day. It was weird. But I think they're just spamming. But don't worry about it. Right, I'll use this row of stonework that I did yesterday as a guide for where the corner pieces go. It doesn't actually really matter, because who's paying that close attention? But I'm just trying to have the courses match up to each other, because it just looks better. Some of that's going to be hidden behind the fireplace. Hello, Riley. Oh, mouse, that's really sweet. Thank you. Hi, Riley. I am building. I'm building a little 1/24 scale room box because I want to. Well, basically, I was asked if I could do, and it's only going to be a kit that I'm making, but I've decided to work it up to see what it'll look like. Castle. Here's a castle room box thing. As close as I've got to a castle. So I'm just going to draw some horizontal stone courses in with a pencil first. I don't actually need to do all of these because there's going to be a fireplace in the way of some of it, so I will just put the fireplace over the top in a minute, just to show me where that's going to go and where I don't need to carve stones. I just use this, like I say, just use the set square with a ruler jammed right up against it to help me try and get a nice true line. This is just one of those things that ends up being a little bit of a passion project. I just wanted to see where it was going to go. And I think if I can get hold of some more materials next week, I'll just quickly cut a new carcass so I can finish this up properly. Thank you, mouse. Because at the moment I can't really glue anything in. Good evening, Kirsten. How are you? I'm continuing with this little room box thing because I want to. I hope we don't get spammed with the thingy comments tonight like we did last night. Right, I don't need to do any stonework for there. But I can from that point. Oh, look, another bot. Hello, Jennifer Villegas, who's not really real. Okay, let's go with some stone creation. I'm using a pencil to do this, and it's works twofold. One, it'll show me where I've been, and two, it actually does the job of marking the stone in. First thing, though, I've completely and utterly forgotten. None of you reminded me. I need to texture the walls first before I need to texture the wall with some silver foil before I can mark in the stone courses. So this is just basically some screwed up silver foil. You're very kind, mouse. So in case you haven't seen before, just pushing that with some silver foil screwed up like that. Yes, very impressed, Robert, thank you. Hopefully we'll see next week the results of the photo shoot. So yeah, pressing in some texture into the foam will give the stone a nice little rough effect. Which is what I meant to do first. I can't wait to see it, really. I have seen some behind the scenes photographs. He took a few sort of shots of the set as it was being photographed. And it looks good, but I can't wait to see the final results. It's just a little sort of side vanity project. I am actually making this as a room box kit for a friend, but I decided to work it up just to see what it could possibly look like. So it will give her an idea of how to dress it up and how to work it going forwards. So I'm not doing the full thing for her. It's more of a filtered comments again. It's more of a oh, thank you, mouse. I do like seeing those little animations. Don't feel you have to gift out, but I do appreciate it. They're happy with the set, yes, they love it. Like I say, I can't wait to see the final things. Yeah, I just need to go over the whole thing like this, apart from I don't really need to do that area because it will be hidden by the chimney. But this is the back of the fireplace, so that needs to be done. Yeah, so it's kind of like a bit of a artist's impression. Here's what you can do. What it will be supplied like is like this: bare wall, and door to make up. I've made this door out of the kit parts just to illustrate how it would potentially look. I've put the windows in, but they're only temporarily fixed, and the stonework. But without the stonework, it'll just look like a flat wall, and you can do what you want with it. Steve was impressed, was he? I'm enjoying making this, but it's a little bit different. I'm just trying to do it fairly quick as well. I think if I was making it as a bespoke piece, as a commission piece for somebody, I'd be a bit slower with it. I thought it was a dinosaur. Basically, without giving too much privacy away, my friend stroke client she's paying me to do it, so she's technically a client, but she's a friend. But she's using, or she plans on using this as a therapy, just to work out some issues, shall we say. I am a dinosaur. So she wants to do the full crafting process. So all I'm really doing is making the framework. But also, by doing all this, I can show how it's done. She might not want to copy it. I don't know. I think I'm just out of breath, Mousy. I've been to the gym tonight. And this is, although it doesn't look it, it's extremely strenuous work, because you really do have to press into this foam. Oh, look at the party pony. You have to press into it quite hard because it's a fairly firm foam. Firm foam. That's alliteration for you. Alright, that's quite textured. It'll do for now. I could just carry on. I've got to do that whole wall as well. But I'll stop at that point. Thank you, Christy. Right, so now I can go back into it with the pencil. I am actually going to do this twice, because I want to go over with a pencil first, just to show me where I've been. And then I'll use a carving tool to add a little bit more detail in. If I can find the carving tool. So I'll just come a bit lower so you can perhaps see what I'm doing better. Although saying that, I've just shifted the piece towards me. This actually blunts the pencil really quickly. This is really fun and therapeutic. I like doing stonework. That is a way of doing it, Robert. Yeah. There's all sorts of ways of texturing some things. You can actually use stone from the garden, press it in. If you've got a gravel driveway, just take the foam out and put it upside down onto the gravel driveway and roll over it a few times with something heavy. All kinds of methods to try. I mean, I am going for a bit of a rough stone effect here, but I suppose in reality it would be more of a dressed stone, fairly flat, on the inside of a chamber wall. But it just looks more interesting if it's got some texture to it. Looks more stone-like. I'd be better off working top to bottom, really, so I don't smudge over myself. That's the word I was looking for. Hello, Shining Bright Arts, how are you? Do you know what, Michael? I have absolutely no idea. I think it might be Rotherham. Yeah, I think it is Rotherham. I think it's Rotherham in a 12:30 kickoff. I've kind of lost interest this season, to be honest. It's not really the same when my son's not around to go with. But the team performance has been dire. How we are 7th, I have no idea. But I'm not really interested. Oh, have you had a look for my shelves? I just suddenly had a recollection that I'd heard a podcast where they were talking about the next opponents. I do like to listen to a bit of Misery now and then when they discuss the fallout of the last match or whatever. Hello Mark, not too bad thanks, how are you? I've had a day off today because my wife's car was due in for MOT and the garage doesn't open until 10. She doesn't get any holidays, or out of school holidays, so I took the day off so I could go and do it. So I dropped that off, got an Uber back and spent the day pottering. So I've done a little bit of work on the warehouse, I've done a little bit of work on this, and I've also had a nap on the sofa, so it's been a decent day. Oops. I'm definitely going to go over this with the probe tool. It's not indenting as deep as I want. Cruise, that sounds excellent. I love a cruise. Not been for nearly 4 years now. Where are you going cruising to? Alright, so this is a dental tool that I got given by a dentist that I was doing a job for a year or so ago. And just thought they might come in handy. They were small tools that were throwing away. And they are very handy for carving foam. So now I can just painstakingly go over all those pencil lines that I've etched in and just make a bit more detail. I can scratch the detail back in. The pencil lines just let me know where I've been. If I was to do it with this to start off with, it's very easy to just not be able to see where you've carved and where you've not carved. The thing is, it doesn't half make your wrist hurt or your hand cramp up. I just made a couple more it's quite tedious. I made a couple more doors and some warehouse, the sort of the big opening doors, and some door covers. I haven't touched the porter cabins for a while, so I do need to go back to that. So I'll either start that tomorrow. I did use an old pen with no ink as well. Well remembered, Doc. There's lots of different ways of doing it. You can use a pen with ink as well, but the biro tends to show through. Oh, sorry, the pen marks tend to show through more than pencil does when you come to paint and weather it. So once I've finished carving back over everything, I'll paint this with some stone colour. But I also do want to do the chimney breast part as well. It's just me banging the table because my hands are cramping up. Oh, there's no determinative deadline for this. I'll just do whenever I want to. The kit itself needs to be done by next Saturday. I'm gonna hand it over at the show next Saturday, along with a shed kit that I've made for somebody. I just need to bag that up. I've got 1/48 scale shed kit I need to hand over. I'm in episodes 3 and 8, Riley. Yes, episode 1 was really good, isn't it? Hannah's a really talented miniaturist. Well, they all are, really. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I hadn't realised, because I knew what she was building, but I hadn't realised it was so decrepit. Yeah, it's a shame that some of these buildings go like that. I mean, it's listed, but it's got no roof, so it's going to eventually collapse. I thought I was a genuine friend of Doc's then. And if it was Doc, I apologise. It does seem very spammy. Right, that's that wall roughly carved. Well done, shelves. Right, just going to carve up some stonework around the edge of the fireplace now. You won't actually see this bit from all viewing angles, but might as well do it just for the sake of completeness. So I've just marked on where the stones are on one side. It is cold, isn't it? It's funny how it's... my friend actually said it was snowing in Durham today, but we had almost summer-like weather this week, and now it's gone cold again. Went to Woking, Robert, so it wasn't quite London, but it was just, well, because in the end he wanted me to deliver it to his house address because he was working from home, but that suited me just fine because I didn't really want to go into the centre of London. So I went to Woking. I suppose it was just a little bit further round the M25, but it wasn't too hard to find. My pencil's broken. It's really broken. Just bear with me while I'm rocking the camera because I'm trying to sharp. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, congestion charges. Because you just never know. See you soon, Kirsten. Take care. let's just carve this stonework in a bit better. I did texture this with foil. Yes, it's not as I did that earlier. I did that earlier today, not tonight. It's not as detailed as the other, but I'm going to work in some detail with the carving tool. Now, I glued these corners with super glue. I mitered and stuck them, but I stuck them with super glue, so they are a little harder and just require a little bit of nibbling out to get those edges right. As you can see, here it's quite crunchy, and that's because of the glue. I did it with super glue because I just wanted it to be quick. I could have just glued this with wood glue and left it for overnight. That would have stuck. But I wanted to be able to do something with it tonight. Thank you, Yaz. I'll be careful. Yeah, this is a bigger scale than I would normally work on. It was Andy, yes. This is a rather nifty little tool. I think it's used for sort of manipulating amalgam fillings when they're mixing it up and sort of prodding it into position. But it's definitely some kind of scary looking dental tool. This bit's got like a little scoop on the end of it, so I think you create the little scoop, prod it down, and this will cut and whatever. But the little scoop bit at the end is quite a nice little carving tool. At this rate, I might only get the chimney breast done, or the chimney wall done tonight, as in carved. I might get a base coat of paint on before I decide that I've had enough. At least it's better than this time last week when I was frantically trying to get the woodland set finished. See if that helps. It's becoming increasingly difficult to grip it in the right sort of handhold. It kept slipping. And that should hopefully help. I can't believe I've only got the... Hello, London Irishman. Long time no see. How have you been? Where have you been? Right, I'll just carve around the edge of this bit, and then I need to do the inside of the fireplace part. No, it's not a church. It's a little. It does look a bit gothic, doesn't it? It's more like a medieval castle bedroom chamber. It's a room box that I'm making for somebody in 1/24 scale, and they want to dress it up in old furniture and tapestries, etc. We're going for the spamming comments again, aren't we? What's going on? It is foam, yes. It's called Roacell. It's a very dense polyurethane foam. Same sort of family as XPS, but not the same. What am I being spammed with? I wish you could tell. Or at least block. Apologies if anybody's irritated by the sound of foam being sanded. I need some more of these. It's an impressive building, isn't it? I've put two pieces of foam together here. I'm just trying to disguise the fact that it's two bits of foam sandwiched together. Hi, Julia. Well, this is a bit of a different one, so it's hard to guess. This is a room box that I'm making. I've probably spent about 7 or 8 hours on it now. This is a quicker kind of build to what I would normally make, but then again, I'm not being fully detailed with this one. It is hard to say because to be honest, I've never made a. This is my first room box, so there's no precedent. No, I don't get bored. No, every new model's got a different challenge to it, so. No. You'll have to mute if you don't like the sound. Sorry, guys. Oh, you like it? Okay. That's good then, Naira Moon. Yes, it's a fireplace. So it's going to go on that wall there. And I think I've cut it short. No, I haven't. Thought for a moment I'd cut it short. There's a bit of flooring that goes underneath it, which is why it's shorter than the rest. So what I'm just doing at the moment, this is double skinned foam around the inside. It's just to give an idea, the element of, or the impression of a thicker piece of stone. Good evening, Chris. So I'm just sanding down to try and mask off that seam. Thank you, Namira. So once I've done that, it's more or less marked. I've actually been model making for about 16 years now. I'm constantly learning, so there's no such thing as finished. But yeah, 16 years I've been at this. You're back with your cutting and scathing remarks. every day is a school day. Because even when I'm doing something like on a live now, somebody will like make a suggestion to what I'm doing, and it's like, that is a damn good idea, you know? Why don't I do that instead? Bridge. I did build a bridge a while ago, like a railway bridge. I've also built a viaduct in my garage, but it's kind of abandoned and unfinished. So there, look, I've made the double thickness look like a single block, or more or less like a single block. Yeah, it's model railways Nymera. May I call you Nymera? Because it's like a rather long username, that. Yeah, I started off building model railway buildings. So things like this. This is an early signal box. Paint splatter. The roof's peeling off there. Thank you. I started off building things like that. And this is the very first scratch building I ever did. It's another signal box, but I dropped it and it's broken. At some point I need to try and fix it. But it had a removable roof. I think it actually went that way around. No, I can't remember now. Tucks in somehow. But yeah, it fell off a counter and broke. So I've lost all the handrails. The front end's smashed off, and I've lost a little bit of metal panelling. So now I do all sorts of stuff. And that's 1/76 scale that I've just shown you, and this is I suppose it looks like a broken and tumble down thing. Signal box building thing. Right, everything slides out at the minute. I'm not going to commit to sticking anything in until I've got another shell made. Sorry, flipping cars. This is like a castle. This is a castle bedroom chamber. That's the idea. And this is going to be a wooden beam. I'm just lining it up for now. I want to stick this onto there, but not onto there, because I want to be able to slide this out. So I do that again, or it lines up. I'm just going to put a pencil mark on there. On there to show me where it's going to go. Then when I've thank you, London Irishman. When I've stuck these two together, I will I'll give it a coat of paint, and we can see what it's starting to look like. No, it's not a real building. It's just the idea of a sort of a fantasy castle room. As usual, she sent me a couple of sort of pictures of the kind of idea of like kits that are available that are available to buy on places like Etsy, etc. But a lot of them were US sellers and were quite expensive. So I said what I'd do is I'll design one and make it for her. So essentially, I've built the MDF core, and that's what I will supply. I'm just making a version of what the inside could look like, just to give her an idea of what she can build. So yes, it's my own design. I had a look for some Gothic windows. I can't take credit for the windows because I found those on Etsy, the SVG files. So I've just I've downloaded those windows and I've edited them to make them 3D. Well, she's got her own ideas about what she wants to do over the fireplace. This is just going to give her the impression of what she can do with it. So let's just shunt the main building out of the way a minute. Yeah, I'll supply glazing. Basically, I want her, and she also wants to build everything herself. So, although I've built this up, I'm going to dismantle it again. And just give her basic pieces so she can build it all herself. But I'm kind of showing her how you would do it. Stained glass, I don't know, I thought about that, and yes, you would print onto, colour onto acetate. And just put it behind. So yeah, it is a flat pack. This all dismantles flat, none of it's glued together yet. But I do kind of want to make, yeah, it's kind of like a box art. You know, like when you buy an Airfix kit and it shows you the finished painted version on the front, or an artist's impression of it. That's what I'm kind of doing. It's like, this is what you can build out of it, but no, I'm just going to go straight over it with, I'm going to go straight over it with paint, acrylic paint. That hasn't glued. Just bear with me a minute. It doesn't need sealing, this kind of foam, but I will weather it with chalks and then apply a matte varnish over the top of that. My Airfix tended to be stuck to my hands rather than each other. This is UK Lightstone. It's a nice base. It's a nice base colour for the stone. You're saying nothing. Although I think my client's original visualization of this was a lot darker. I have a couple. It's not that easy because they're all everywhere. There's a stone hut that I've made in a similar way. Ooh, if I just pan up near Mirror Moon, you'll see my little rack of Citadel paints there. I do use Citadel. I use Citadel and Vallejo. And I've also got Colin hanging around here. Colin is vastly out of scale for the chateau thingy. I've also got Steve. Steve keeps an eye on Colin. Colin the Chaos Warrior. It's the bot-bots again. Is anybody around to get rid of the bot-bots? Or shall we just look at the pretty little bums? Yes, in my youth, I was an avid Warhammer fan. Used to work in a Warhammer store. I love going in a Warhammer store. And I do kind of like the way that they are now. It's kind of like there's no hard sell. You just interested in anything? Can we help you with anything? And just browsing. I don't know. It's good stuff. I've always been into Warhammer. I just don't have time anymore. But my son did, as part of his Duke of Edinburgh award a couple of years ago, decided he was going to do, well, I kind of decided for him because it was an idea, but decided he was going to build Warhammer miniatures as part of his skill set thing. So every Saturday we went to the Warhammer store and he sat and painted up miniatures, and I decided I was going to have a go as well. So I think this little guy here, Steve, he took me about 7 weeks to paint, because I just basically took my time with him. And my son built up a little Ultramarines army. I thought he'd get interested, but he kind of stayed. He stayed interested in it long enough to complete the module, and then that was it. Well, I've always been into the scenic side of stuff, and I was never into gaming. I was always into the just painting and collecting models, or collecting and painting models. It all started a long, long time ago, but with a Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, mods are busy. We only had Shelby in here, but she disappeared. Yeah, it was good. I think he did enjoy doing it. It was a nice thing for us both to do. And to be honest, it gave me a nice excuse to paint up some Warhammer. Although I only did the 1 to his 20. But he was speed painting, and I was kind of trying to just paint as... Shelby must be tired. Yeah, he has not been around, and I don't think Sarah's been in at all. Uxbridge, yes, the home of balcony shirts. Scott still comments now and again on my X posts, because he's still on X. Oh, I didn't see his... was there a Christmas display this year? I didn't see it. It's Christmas train. I could have airbrushed this, and airbrushing would have been a lot quicker, but it's also a little bit tedious getting the airbrush out every time and cleaning it out. So I am sponge painting it. I'm going to weather the hell out of this anyway with chalks afterwards. You bumped into him last week. You'll have to name drop next time. Just mention LNR models and he'll know who I am. They are very expensive now, yes. You used to be able to buy like 3 miniatures in a blister pack, but that's back when they were metal. And now you can, all these plastic sets, like 30 quid a set for about 8 miniatures. Although, to be fair, they do look amazing. And it does look at the state of my hands. It does give you a bit more of a modelling experience than opening a box and getting them out, as it used to be. That chap there, though, that's an original Citadel metal miniature. See, look, it's got a metal base in the slot with the good old-fashioned green square base and a little bit of green flock. Have I got anything else? I do have some unpainted Space Marines and some unpainted Death Guard. I did have an ogre somewhere. I don't know where he went. See, look, there's another unpainted, dusty Ultramarine. Oh, I found another early Chaos Warrior. See, I did get a few out of the box a while ago. My intention was that I was going to repaint some of them. So, there's that guy as well. He's an original Chaos Warrior. Was originally red. I decided to repaint him green, but this is from like about... How old am I now? I was probably about 16 or 17 when I did this, and I'm a lot older than that now. So they're absolutely ancient. But I remember going to the Warhammer store in Leeds. That was a special outing. Good evening, Stian. How are you? I've got a big collection of miniatures in the loft. They've actually got me thinking now, because they're not. Some of them are in the loft and some of them are not. Do you want me to get sidetracked and show you? who's up for a bit of memory lane Warhammer watching? I've got a couple of boxes. You want to see Warhammer? Well, it's not exactly Warhammer, it's actually Citadel or Games Workshop. But that is still... We could be kind of waiting for it to dry, couldn't it? It's a little medieval castle bedroom thing. I hope I don't disappoint you now. It isn't actually. That is up here. All right, check this out. Probably not what's actually in the box, but this is the first ever Citadel box set that I got. And see, my old childish writing, do not throw away. Has it got a name on it? Sorry, not a name. Look, illustration by John Blanche. I don't know if it's got a date on it. It hasn't. But for some reason I scrolled on that, do not throw away. I just wanted to keep the box, but this is ancient. And it might not necessarily have what it says, but it looks like it does. Looks like it does. That guy's Boromir. Boromir with a bendy sword. He's obviously just slain somebody with red blood. Gandalf. I could do with stripping these. These were painted by 11-year-old me quite some time ago. That one's Merry, I think. No, don't strip them. Leave them as they are. That one's Pippin. In fact, no, I've got them the wrong way around. That one is Merry because it says so. So that's Merry. And in fact, am I sure? No, I was wrong. That's Frodo. Mr. Frodo. Cast lead miniatures. That was a very... See, that looks nothing like Orlando Bloom, does it? Legolas. That's Bill. Bill the pony. They had to leave Bill behind. Strider, as he was back in the Fellowship, again with a bendy sword. That is a Knight of Dol Amroth. I was quite pleased with the paint job on that. That is the Knight of Dol Amroth's horsey. Then you've got, come on, everybody knows who this guy must be. Covered in pots and pans. That is indeed Samwise. And this little fella, that's Pippin. So yes, that was the first ever set of Citadel miniatures I got way back. See, I was 11, so that would have been 1985 was when I bought these, so I don't know when this date's from, but yeah, 1985. Then you've got Monster Starter Pack. In fact, that's where I've got him, he's knocking around somewhere. Yeah, I think so. If I wanted to throw these away, it's upside down. I can feel it. The box is upside down. Oh, shush, Mark. Now, I don't think everything that it says is in here. We've got various stuff. Right, so that's actually a Dunlending. So that's the Lord of the Rings figure. That's a Dunlending Hillman. We've got a mounted Ringwraith. It's the Ringwraith's horse. That was actually Sauron's chair. So that's supposed to be Sauron. So that's the oh, thank you. That is the Citadel incarnation of Sauron. That is a cast metal chair. That would have been a really cool model to have properly painted instead of childishly painted. There you go. So this is actually not the monster starter set. That is Mouth of Sauron's horsey. That's a ring wraith, an unmounted ring wraith. That is just a random plastic scaven. Ratman. No, Ratman. No, that's not the wrong one. Recreate the movies. That's the Mouth of Sauron. Oh, so you got the blister packs. Yeah, you got a mounted version and a standing up version. So that guy's the Mouth of Sauron, and I painted them completely different, although it's supposed to be the same fella. Can you see a close up of the chair? Of course you can. So that's the Eye of Sauron. I think it's like covered in skulls and snakes, and there's some kind of critter on the top there, and then the back it's just ribs. It's really cool. I could do a really nice paint job on that. And the last one in here, he's just a random dark elf. See, the metal figures, they were really good. The plastic ones are much superior now in terms of detail, but the detail you got on the metal sculpts is really kind of cool. Metal was better, I think, because of the casting process, and it also it felt really nice. It felt more substantial. There's buggers to put together though, because they weren't as easy to glue together as plastic. Look at this guy, Skull Crusher. Now this actually had on the back, it had an actual story. I don't know if you can see that. So it was like a war machine, but it had an actual story that went with it. So there it's got all the hit points and characteristics behind it. I'm not sure if I've got multiple bits inside this one. It feels plastic. I think I've got additional bits. See, this one underwent painting several times and collapsed several times, so it's not actually intact anymore. But I mean, look at that, a cast metal war machine of destruction. I can neatly balance it all together. Somewhere there's the weighted head. Oh, it's there, look. It is gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, look at that. Can you see that? That actually does hook in. Beautiful bit of lead sculpting, that. And I've kept it intact all these years. These are all from around about the same era, so it's about like late 80s, mid to late 80s. And I did actually a decent paint job on these guys. Could fix it. So I think that's the hero. At the moment, I am building a 1/24 scale castle bedroom, but I'm sidetracked with my old Citadel collection. This actually, I think, is a half orc of Saruman. That is a goblin loading a bit of shot there. See, look, that was painted like 35 years ago, and it's some really nice highlights on it. I didn't do a bad job there. That is another bit of goblin crew. See, I really love this model, so I went to town and redid most of it There's another bit of, there's another Goblin crew member. This is just a random orc. I used to love orcs. But these are the kind of guys you got like 3 in a blister pack. How the heck did I get sidetracked onto Warhammer? Yeah, I did. It was like pocket money stuff. So this guy is from, this is the musician from Harboth's Orc Archers, Regiments of Renown. Don't know why he's in here separately, but he is. This is a Goblin standard bearer. I use Citadel paints, the original Citadel paints, to do these. So you've got Goblin Green and Spearstaff Brown. This is another random Goblin. These are my favourite guys. These I really loved painting these. Yeah, that's how I got into Warhammer. It's another Goblin. That's how I got. Oh, of course. See, I've got a short attention span. I have absolutely no idea. I thought I'd missed a question from you. Of course you did. It was you asking. This must have been a Goblin standard sort of command party. Don't ever remember these, but I do remember them now. So that's a Goblin standard bearer. These are plastic. This is a plastic one. So I had a range of plastic archers, just painted them differently. Look, let's stomp Stunty. Just a random orc. And another random plastic Goblin. So that's Skull Crusher. So I think that was my little Goblin army that I'd assembled with Skull Crusher. Little fluffy. Yeah, I wrapped everything in because these have undergone several house moves. So I wrapped everything in cotton wool to try and protect it. I think I did a reasonable job. Don't want to now trash everything now I've opened it back up again. Thank you for evoking that memory, Nymera. I might have some more. Are we still fascinated? Are we gone bored? Epic Orc Invasion. There's a mix of stuff in here. Does anybody remember Epic? These are super tiny, so it's epic scale. It was short-lived, but you used to get like units on a tiny base. Never got around to finishing that. These are metal as well. This is Imperial Guard, Warhammer 40k, Imperial Guard. I know, they were very difficult to paint. See, that's as far as I got with some of them. I just got a bit of a Goblin green coating, and then some I really went to town with and painted. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, this is my archives. And that's a Commissar. Oops, am I out of focus? I am. An old Commissar there. Oh, I've already shown you that guy. Yeah, I think that's it. That's a big lump of plasma gun. Hello, Pip. How are you? That was my attempt at an Orc Space Marine hybrid. I've forgotten I did that. That's a long time ago. And the rest is an undead army and some more Space Marines. I thought they were all off, but I've obviously lifted them down. And now I'm on much bigger things. Right, let's see if I can get this painted. We have had a Warhammer diversion. And we'll go back to this. You're welcome, and thank you for diverting me that way. I'm well, thank you, Pip. Well, I never intended getting rid of my Warhammer collection. Yeah, I was talking for so long, but it is a little bit tacky still. It hasn't covered absolutely everything, but I think the next course will solve most of that. They are sentimental, yeah. I mean, I had wondered if I ever had kids, if they'd be interested. And I tried to get him interested to an extent, but he wasn't. He wasn't fully invested, and it's not something that you want to push people onto, is it? But they're too good to get rid of. Okay, let's do some chalk weathering. I need a scrap of something. That foam will do. Just to put my debris onto. So these are some nice soft pastels. It's very messy. I'm going to crumble away some brown. And a big pile of the pale stuff, because that's what turns it all back a sandstone colour again. Like a rusty orange colour, but so I just want to use these 3 tones to tone up the brickwork. And I'm going to use some black for the inside of the fireplace where all the soot is gathered. I do washes, yes. In this instance, I'm using purely I'm going to use purely chalks, just because I want a lighter coloured stone rather than a dark coloured stone. Because otherwise I'd wash it with, I'd actually use oil paints. So I'd thin oil paints down with white spirit and create an oil wash. Right, so we're going to soot up the inside of the fireplace now with some black chalk. I have actually missed off carving stonework on the inside of the fireplace, so let's just hope the camera angles don't show that. I might actually have to go over this with a blacker wash, because it's not being as dark as it could be. There's no rhyme or reason to the colouring here. I'm just being completely random, just adding some different tones of brown and brushing it in. I'll tie this all together with a lighter covering afterwards. Thank you, Namira. that actually wants to be a lot darker, because you'll get the soot coming around the inside of the fireplace. This is just a really, really quick way of weathering and colouring stonework as opposed to painting it. Yeah, I was only going to do a little bit of example originally, just to show how you could do it, but I kind of want to do a finished room now. I'm going to take the kit down to Miniatura in Coventry next weekend, so my client can pick it up. But I also want to be able to sort of display a fully finished version of it as well. So I think what I'm going to do is try and get some more pieces of MDF ordered for this week, so I can quickly cut out another shell. It does look really scrappy like this, but I'm going to blend it together with some lighter sandstone chalk afterwards. Yeah, I think it looks softer with chalks. Paints can be quite harsh sometimes. I'm just adding a little bit of warmth to it. Her original vision actually was a lot darker stone, like a grey, imposing granite. But she actually really likes the lighter sandstone that I started off doing last night. But ultimately, she can finish it how she wants to. I'm just adding a little food for thought. Just try to put a much darker bit down there. I'm being completely random, but I want to keep the same tones that I've used on the other wall. Planting an idea. That is a good phrase, yes. That's what I'm doing. She really likes it. Like I said, she likes what I've done, and she's keen to have a go herself now. She was watching last night, actually. But yes, she's seen pictures. She signed up to TikTok especially because I said I was going to go live. She said, oh, God, I need to see this. But she's incognito. Let's put a bit more black in there, shall we? Yeah, the blending's the key. And I've actually managed to blend some of the colour that I'd actually scraped off to use for the blending. So I shouldn't have done that just yet, but we'll see what happens. It is very much throw a load of dust on and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, she did participate. Yeah, I really need to paint that black because or at least put black wash on the inside just to hide it, because I've omitted that bit. I should have painted it and forgot. We'll see what happens. Right, that is very, very quick. I know it's going to make me sneeze. I've got bloody chalk dust everywhere. Right, I'm going to blend in some now some of this lighter sandstone colour. It's like a yellow ochre if you're going to apply artistic colour names to the chalk. But it ties everything together tonally. Bob Ross would say to deal. I love Bob Ross. Just a little tickle here, a little tickle there. Nice little happy accidents. We do love a happy accident on this channel. It's not really a channel, is it? But I think Bob introduced art to a lot of people. I actually saw a video the other day of an artist following a Bob Ross tutorial live. So he kind of did, he did like a live painting watching an episode. So he was copying it exactly, and he did an absolutely amazing job. Oh, my arm's aching now. There's going to be this yellow ochre chalk dust everywhere. See how it's, I've gone off camera a bit there, haven't I? It's all toned together now. It doesn't look so completely ridiculous. This is as much as I've got left of this colour now. I'm going to have to buy another set just so I can get some more of this yellow. Oh, that's good to hear. I think the way that he paints, though, it makes it look so approachable. You know, not every bit of art has to be an intricate copy of something. Like making trees, it's just like a side of a palette knife or a little brush stroke to create the element of the branches. It's just brilliant. That's my kind of painting. Although I do admire technical painters as well. But the way that you can just, I mean, I suppose I'm kind of emulating that a little bit by just slapping a load of dust onto this to recreate stonework. This is not the work of a meticulous model maker. Happy tree, indeed. Yes, I'm just like literally throwing dust with a makeup brush. Happy little stones. This is actually a cheap pound shop makeup brush that I'm tickling on the chalk colour with. It does work. Just what they wanted to do. They make excellent dry brushes, these as well, but I kind of do it in a makeup style. So it's exactly how you would play blush. I don't know, I don't do makeup, so I don't know exactly, but you know, you can actually use eyeshadow as a weathering powder, but I wouldn't use pink or blue to do stonework weathering, not unless it was kind of a Siege Chaos Castle. Now I'm going to use some really expensive pigment as opposed to the chalk. Some Vallejo pigments. I've heavily used this. There's hardly any left, but I can use this stuff. I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't lean on it. Yeah, this stuff's a lot more expensive, but I can dust this on. I don't know if you can catch it in the light that I'm working on. I dust this on now to try and get a bit more of a mortar effect. They would be, yes. I think I'm going to have to work over with the darker because for some reason you'd think it would stain better, wouldn't you? But the dark hasn't stained. It is good stuff. It's good pigment. I've only got a few colours. In fact, you've reminded me I have got some grey that I might be able to try for the soot. But I'm just trying to get the mortar. I don't want to cover the thing completely. I just want an idea of a few bits of mortar that's showing through. I did a little film set back in September with some cobblestones, and I used a heck of a lot of this this pigment. I must have wasted a load of it, but I used a heck of a lot of this. I've got nothing in the chalks that's light enough. I've got white, but white's too bright. But I'm just gonna, like I say, I'm just gonna brush in a few bits just to try and touch in a bit of mortar. It looks really bright and yellow in this light, but it's not. It's much more subtle. I wonder if I can change my filter. Enhance filters. Caramel, nope. Youth, no. Autumn. I'm hungry. Whoops. Jazz. It's jazz. Jazz is a bit closer. I don't know if you can see that, but I just tried to mute it down a little bit. This will look a heck of a lot nicer in natural daylight. Oh, ow. Have I actually run out of, I might have run out of grey. I've got some natural sienna there. I could have completely run out of the grey and got rid of it. It came in, I need to buy another pack of it. I've got it in my my river shopping basket. The same set. It's I think it's stone weathering, but there was a dark grey in there as well. And I now don't seem to have it. Oh, talking rubbish, I have found it. Dark slate grey. I couldn't I? Look, I've used this. This is the one I've extensively used. Hardly any of this one left. This is the one I... What I could actually do is I could actually spray varnish the inside of the fireplace and scrape some chalk dust onto it, and that would stick and emulate soot, but that's actually covered a bit better now. Hello Nancy, how are you? So it's quite subtle. It's not obviously I think there needs to be a bit more there. I'd do the same with the hearth when I eventually come around to doing the hearth. if I eventually come around to doing the hearth, I'll need to blacken that as well. It's a well-used fire. Yes, it must get a bit nippy in the winter. Or it must get nippy all year round because it's stone. Right, should we try and fit that in and see what it looks like in situ? Let's move Colin's house. Sayonara, Steve. I'm going to make this into a stone floor. I was toying with the idea of it being wood because it's a bedroom, but I think I might make it a stone floor. So that's how it's looking at the minute. It's probably needs a bit more blending in, to be fair, to make it look a bit more like the other side, but that'll do for now. I'll put my fake temporary beam in place. This is going to be a wooden beam that just stretches across the room when it eventually has a roof on. Thank you for getting involved. Yes, if I just pull down a bit and I'll tilt my camera so you get a bit more of an impression of it. That's what the room will look like. Just try and mask my paint tray at the back there. So yeah, I think it needs a bit more blending, but that's what we're going to look like in the end. So this is going to be the hearth kind of walks in straight from the floor, and it'll possibly have a grate in there. I think it'll look better in daylight. And I need to do the same with this wall then. Just carry it on. But right, I'm going to go now. I think I'll do some more on this tomorrow. Technically now it's in the kind of just in the realms of being just a bit of fun for me rather than a commission piece. And then maybe Sunday I'll get back onto the Sunday I will get back onto the warehouse project. Oh, you found it on the front page. Oh, thank you, Julia. Welcome along, and if you're following, you'll see more. This is not the usual sort of stuff that I do. I'll just quickly show you a demonstration model of the usual kind of thing I build, because I'm nothing if I kind of an exhibitionist. Don't know if any of you saw Marvellous Miniature Workshop in December, but this is in the opening titles. I've broken the floor off. Need to fix that again for next Sunday. But this is the model that was on the in the opening. Oh, not the model, but this model was in the opening titles. Hello, Kimberly Jane. See, I've got a bit of road that's broken off there. I need to fix. So this is the kind of thing I normally do. Much smaller, very detailed. No, next Saturday I'm at Miniatura. I think it's on Sunday as well, but I won't be there on Sunday. But I'm going to take this down to Miniatura and exhibit it. I've got a roller banner. I got myself a roller banner with some examples of my stuff on it. Let me show you. I'll show you the scruffy room that I'm in, unfortunately. But look, there you go. That's my roller banner that I'll be taking to Miniatura. That's me, look. That's also me. And those are the two models that were in the TV programme. So yeah, you've got that kind of house, thatched cottage, French chateau. That's a little, well, it's supposed to be semi-detached, but I cut off the other half. That's the house from the Fast and Furious, and then that's a pub. You thought that was my son? No, that's me. Grey-haired me. I'm not that old. And that's Sarah Cox. She's lovely. So if you haven't seen it, go catch it on BBC iPlayer. Marvellous Miniature Workshop. Oh, you're trying to say you're trying to say I'm older than that. Thank you, Kimberly. I am positively ancient, yes. And my parents-in-law had a little croft in Scotland, and they moved back down to England about 5 years ago, and I made a model of the croft they used to live in as a keepsake. I'm in my weird fish jumper. It's my scruffy working jumper. So that's going to be going down to miniature as well. It's on the BBC iPlayer, Julia, if you're in the UK. Do you know what? I said I was going, didn't I? But I'm not yet. I've also got something else to show you. That's going down to miniature as well. If I can get it out of the cupboard without breaking it. And that's my mini lighthouse. That's Turnberry Lighthouse in Scotland. It's going on a much bigger diorama, but this is 1/150 scale. I think it might be available on BritBox. But have a look for it. It's called Marvellous Miniature Workshop. It was on BBC One. It's on the BBC iPlayer. Yeah, I finished the lighthouse. I never got around to lighting it because I thought that was a bridge too far or a lighthouse too far. But yeah. Lighthouse is done. Oh, thank you, Naimira. Now I am going. Because that's the last I can show you. I do have a few little projects. I didn't think I'd have much to take, but I do have a few little bits and pieces. Oh, Kimberly, you're picking on me. Don't like it. I'm an old bugger, though. Right, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you'll follow again soon, and let's try and finish this. Let's try and finish this castle thing tomorrow. I want to put a floor in, and I want to do that wall. Try and blend that wall in so it matches with that a bit better. Yeah. Then we'll go back to the warehouse. The warehouse of endless doors. Church. Yeah, it's not a church. It's like a medieval bedchamber. Looks a bit like a church, but it's a medieval chamber room box. Warehouse, yes. Oh, please do not pay attention to the room because it's a scruffy mess. Warehouse. And associated porta cabins. The porta cabins are in the other room, so I can't show you the porta cabins. But yeah, warehouse. It's too big for this. So I'm working on it over there. But it's huge. I can't live stream that one. It's just too big to get on the table. So I'm working on that off camera. But I can do the porta cabins. Anyway, I am gonna disappear because I've waffled on far too long. It's after midnight. I know. Oh, Kimberly, you are picking on me, Kimberly. If you weren't a friend, I would be offended. I'm going. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.